Halloween Matt here, and today I am back with the rest of the sneak peek video. I'm trying something different this year where instead of just going for like 20 props or all separate videos, like every animatronic has a separate video like I did last year, I'm trying to go over like 5 to 10 props in one video just to kind of speed up the process, just so I don't have to edit like 10 videos and then upload them. It's easier just to get one video out on 6 props than it is getting 20 videos out on one prop. So, let's just talk about the ones that have been released. This will be my last sneak peek video of 2024. My ranking video will be coming out July 31st, so keep that in mind. My ranking video will be coming out July 31st, so get ready. But anyways, let's get into the rest of the sneak peeks that I still haven't covered. And my last sneak peek well, not my last sneak peek season, but my last sneak peek video of 2024. First animatronic I want to go over is Twitching Banshee. Now, this one is not a new animatronic. It came out originally in 2015, returned for 2016. I think it stayed on the website for a few years. I don't know the exact year it left the website, but I know it was on the website for a few years after its original release. So, it is a blast from the past. Now, out of the 3 blasts from the past animatronics, this one is honestly my favorite, and one that I'm actually kind of considering getting. I'll just have to see, because this year with Spirit, it's actually a pretty good year. And I have a lot of animatronics on my list right now. So, we'll just have to wait and see on if I'm going to get Twitching Banshee, but one that definitely I want to try and get for the 2024 Halloween season. But with all that being said, let's move right on to the next animatronic. The next animatronic I want to go over is Wanda Webwork. Now, this is something that I haven't seen a lot of people bring up, but it actually is kind of like a Deadly Creeper 2.0. This is a really tall mutant spider type creature. I've actually heard it's really tall in person, like bigger than Max Straw, which is very interesting, and I'm very excited to see this one in the stores. I have a feeling I'm going to go into the stores, and as of right now, this one isn't on my list, but it's like right at the edge, like it's trying to get onto the list. It's just waiting for an animatronic to, how do you say it, discs grow on me? It's waiting for an animatronic that was on my list to get off my list, because it stopped growing on me, or it never, or it just went off the list, like, it disc growed on me, let's just put it that way. So it can be put on the list, because it's a really cool animatronic. And it's one that I really like, and I have a feeling I'm gonna just sacrifice another animatronic when I see this thing in the stores. And I'm gonna get this one, because this is such a cool animatronic. And if I have to sacrifice maybe an animatronic that I kind of put on the list because I feel like I like it, but it isn't like revolutionary or like one that I could use in my haunt for years to come and people would still be wowed by it, then maybe I'll get this thing, because it is really cool. I just really don't want to have every animatronic from this year on my list. I'm not one of those haunters that just puts every animatronic on the list. As much as I would like to do that, I don't really have, especially now, I don't really have that kind of space in my house for that. But we'll just have to wait and see, because I have a feeling, just watching the video as I'm recording, I feel like that this could be a grower when I see it in the stores. Now we have Barnaby the Bear. Now this animatronic is one that when it first came out, I didn't really like it. I didn't not like it, but I didn't like it also. It was kind of a mid-prop this year. But since Bobby String's video has been released, like over the past, I would say 12 hours, this animatronic has grown on me to the point where now it's actually kind of on my list. It isn't like a top priority, it didn't grow on me that much. This is one that I don't know what happened. I actually really like this one now. It kind of just, it didn't even grow on me. It was, it got on me already grown. That just doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean, guys. I really like this one now, and I'm super excited to see it in the stores. Based on videos that I've seen of it in person, the audio sounds amazing. The movement is actually a little more, is actually a little better, sorry, I could say, than what this thing looks like in the videos. Now, a lot of people are saying it doesn't even feel Halloween, and that it would actually probably work better for Christmas. While I do agree, I could actually see a really cool, like, Krampus setup with this guy. Haunters, you can take that idea if you want. But I feel like that it could also work for Halloween. Similar to Shirley Stab, I'll leave list videos, or I don't even have to do that if you're watching this video, then just go to my channel, go to the playlist section, and there should be a playlist there saying Spirit Halloween 2024 Sneak Peeks, or something along those lines. So if you want to go and check that playlist out, you can see my opinions on the Shirley Stab animatronic. And this one is one that I feel like I was saying in her section of that video, this could work better as a background prop, not something that I would use as a one that you would get up real close to, because those are saved for the jump scare props. I feel like jump scare props are ones, in my opinion at least, are ones that you want to get up close to, and you know, so people can effectively get the scare. Where these kinds of props, there are a few props, such as maybe a few phrase props, that I feel like could work when you're up close next to it, but for this one, I feel like it could work better kind of not too far away, like not like in the background, but one that you wouldn't want to get real close to for it to work effectively. But hey, that's just my opinion. If you guys can find a place where it can work and you can get up real close to it and it work, I would love to see that. But anyway, let's move on to the next animatronic. Next animatronic I want to go over is one that isn't my favorite, but definitely far from my least favorite. This one kind of went in Barnaby the Bear's place as kind of the mid prop. That isn't saying that it's bad. Like I said, it is kind of mid. It really just feels kind of like something that is supposed to be an attention grabber, but I feel like people would just walk right past this kind of in a haunted house entrance, or like just in your display in general. I feel like it wouldn't do its job of an attention grabber like it's supposed to. Kind of with experience with Spirit Halloween props, I just kind of get that feeling with this guy. That isn't saying that it's a bad animatronic. Like I said, it's mid, but it's trying to be something that it's not, is what I'm trying to say. It's trying to be an attention grabber while also being a long phrase prop and trying to hold people's attention. While I don't doubt that it could work as the attention grabber animatronic that's trying to be, I don't think that it would do it as much as it's supposed to, if that makes any sense. But aside from the attention grabbing aspect, I would really like to see how that chest projection works. I'm sure it's just a projection in its chest. But even if, I would still like to see the projector and how it projects, like maybe a mechanism video, just to see how it would project if the clothes weren't on and it was just projecting on the wall instead. So, if you guys get this guy, please make a video of that, because I would love to see how the projector actually looks when it's not projecting on the chest and on something else, such as a wall or just something maybe on a fence or whatever. Maybe even on another Spirit Halloween animatronic chest. So, like I keep saying, while it isn't a good animatronic, it isn't a bad one either. Kind of just a mid this year. We have Bobby Strings, which isn't as bad as people are making it out to be, but the audio actually does not seem like Spirit Halloween audio. And I know every animatronic has a different audio, so it's hard to say exactly what a Spirit Halloween audio is, but it just doesn't feel like an audio that Spirit Halloween would use. This isn't my least favorite, I'll get that out of the way, but it isn't like in my top 15 or anything. It just like I said, it isn't my least favorite, but just something about the voice. It almost sounds like, if you guys have seen the Child's Play movies, it almost sounds like Chucky's not evil voice, like his good voice. So, I don't know if Spirit Halloween was taking a little bit of inspiration there, but with Chucky it worked, because Chucky, he didn't look scary at the beginning. That was kind of the whole point of the movie, is that it was kind of leading you into the rising action. Where with this animatronic, it's supposed to look like Chucky during the climax of the movie, if anything. So if you have this climax of the movie type referencing prop, you should give it climax of the movie referencing audio. Where with this, it kind of sounds like they went for audio that doesn't fit a prop. I don't even have a complaint with the audio. I think that the audio would still sound creepy, just not on this prop. Like, for example, I would tell you right away that if this audio was on a prop like Dagger Mike or Little Skelly Bones, the haunters, like, they wouldn't be upset with the prop. But because it's being used on a prop that's supposed to be like, this thing is actually taller than the videos make it out to be, this thing is humongous in person. So when you have audio that, like, doesn't fit an animatronic like this, it comes across as being a terrible prop. Where I would tell that, like I said, if this audio was used on, let's say, Little Skelly Bones, people wouldn't have a complaint with it, because this isn't not, like, this audio can be scary if it's used on the right prop, and I feel like Spirit didn't use this on the right prop. I was actually almost expecting the audio to sound something along the lines of, what was it? Sawing Wood Doll. Yeah, Sawing Wood Doll, sorry, but, and that's what I was expecting. I'll leave a link to a Sawing Wood Doll demo or its official video in the description. But I was expecting it to sound a lot like that kind of voice, which I think would work. Because if you've ever seen the Sawing Wood Doll and you heard its audio, you would know that that audio is genuinely disturbing. And I feel like it would have been even more disturbing when you have him, like, singing a song and 7 and, like, almost 8 feet tall. This prop could have been everybody's favorite this year, like, even better than Cotton Candy Dan. But now, it's one of, if not everybody's least favorite this year. So, Spirit definitely used the audio on the wrong prop. That's why I keep saying. So, I don't know what Spirit was thinking when they made him have a high-pitched, squeaky voice. I mean, in his story, he is supposed to be a little boy, but I feel like you could have, even if you did keep that little boy voice, you could have had it maybe very stuttery, and almost sounding it was like a broken toy, almost, instead of just this normal little boy that's supposed to just be singing a song as if he's in a class talent show. I don't know what Spirit was thinking, like I keep saying, but when it comes to the audio, this could work on a creepy little kid prop, not an almost 8-foot giant monster puppet. Real quick, I forgot to mention that, he does, if you look at his hat, he does have what looks to be almost like a Pizza Time Theater hat. If you don't know what that is, it is from Chuck E. Cheese, the old, like, 70s and 80s Chuck E. Cheese. So if you look up videos of that, I'm sure you can see where I'm coming from. I can't be the only person that noticed that, right? I don't know if Spirit Halloween was taking any inspiration there, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because I do know that Spirit Halloween and Chuck E. Cheese do kind of work together sometimes, so maybe they kind of put that as a little bit of a reference. Who knows? But I just thought I would throw that in real quick. Alright, let's move on to the next prop. Last up, we have Nibbles the Clown. Now, in my opinion, this is my favorite one that I'm going to talk about today. And it's because, now, normally, if this didn't have what I'm about to talk about, this would just be a normal 6-foot another clown. Pretty much just an Uncle Charlie 2. But this is almost like an Uncle Charlie 2.0. And that's because it has motion tracking features. That's right. It has motion tracking. That means that if you walk to the left or right of it, its head will go to the left or right. Now, I do have a few questions with this animatronic that will probably all be cleared up on August 1st. If you didn't know, that's when Spirit Halloween's Flagship opens. It's in Egg Harbor Township. You know what? I'll just leave the where Flagship is in the description of the video. So if you want to go, all the details on that and the rules will be in the description. But if you didn't know, Spirit Halloween's Flagship is August 1st. So I'll probably get all my answers to how the motion tracking works then. Because you gotta think, there's gonna be like hundreds of people in the store. I mean, I think that they fill it up to like fire code when the locations open, just to get as many people in there as they can. Maybe I wouldn't even if they've maybe broken it a few times, because that's how many people are in the store. Like, I remember in 2021, this is a bit of a off-topic thing, but it was packed in the store. So, like, that was the first year I realized, oh my god, this is this is the most people I've seen in Spirit ever. Like, this is more people than I've seen in any Spirit Halloween throughout all my years together. Like, every visit, it's like combining all those people, but more. And they're all together. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. But with all those people in the store, people are obviously probably going to be running back and forth with this guy, trying to grab boxes and just generally look at other animatronics. I'm very interested to see how good this motion tracking is. In the video, it does look a little slow. Like, you'll have to move, let's say, to the right of him, and the head will turn like a few seconds after. And it doesn't do it slowly like I thought. I thought it would do it almost like an optical illusion, where you would turn and the head would kind of follow you. Kind of similar to, if you've ever been in the Haunted Mansion, those busts in the Haunted Mansion. I thought he might do it like that, but it seems to be he just turns his head when he, I guess, senses that somebody is to the left or right of him. Wonder if you get behind him and it'll still turn his head all the way around. But I'm sure he wouldn't. I don't know if he would or not. Guess we'll just have to wait till Flagship. But I really like this guy. And it's one that I've actually put on my list. Because when I first saw him, not knowing anything else about him, I was like, okay, but just another clown animatronic. They're doing a carnival theme. They have to have at least one clown. But then I saw that he had motion. Let me say that with force. Motion tracking features. And I immediately knew I was going to get this guy. This animatronic, it's creepy. One that, if you're doing kind of a bit of maybe a big room, or just kind of a big space in your circus tent maybe area, if you're doing a big circus tent, or generally, I feel like that this animatronic could work kind of in the entrance of your haunted house. Just as people walk in, maybe he'll into your haunted house. Let's say that you have a walk-in to the right of you, and Nibbles is standing right next to your entrance. If you walk in to the right of Nibbles, his head could turn right or left. If your entrance is to the left of Nibbles, just so he when people walk into your haunted house, his head can turn left to almost kind of look at them as they walk in. I feel like that could work. And I wouldn't even be surprised if I get this animatronic or even see videos of people getting this animatronic and seeing him in people's displays and hearing maybe one kid in the background say, is that a real person? Because I could see kids thinking that this would be a real person with that motion tracking features. The head turning does look a bit animatronic-y, and even the hand moving up and down, and even the mouth, it kind of does look like an animatronic. But especially if you're walking past this thing quickly, and all of the sudden, you think it's an animatronic, but then you see its head turn, you might do a double take thinking it is a live actor, just doing an amazing animatronic impression. So we'll just have to wait and see how the motion tracking works in the stores, because you also have to think, if you live on a main road, or right off of a main road, and you see cars, and cars are constantly driving down, will it follow cars? Like I said, will it follow cars, or just people? Because some cars can go pretty quickly, so I don't want this mechanism to break, because a car was, like, speeding down the road, and it tried to follow it, but then it glitched because the car went out of sight before it could follow it, and then the motion tracking glitched. I also want to know what makes it motion tracking, like what determines where the motion tracking is. I'm very interested to see setups of this animatronic, just to see how that motion tracking is set up. Like, I'm assuming that you'll just plug it in like an IR sensor, or like you'll just plug it in via one of the wires. But I'm very interested, because motion tracking sounds like it would have to be something that would have to be, like, set up during the setup, not set up during the setup. But it sounds like it would have to be something that would be set up, not just plugged in. Because with IR sensor, well, then again, the IR, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see during the setups, because then I just thought, well, IR sensor, it sent, if a person walked by, the IR sensor would sense the person, and so it probably works something like that, but maybe a little different, because it has to, during activation, it has to track you. We'll just have to wait and see. Also, does this animatronic still motion track when it's not being demoed? That's another question. Like, do I have to do I have to unplug it for it not to follow me, or even just switch it off? Like, does this have to be unplugged and or switched off for it to not motion track? Because if so, even when it isn't in demo mode, and even if it is just plugged in and on, let's say, proper mode, let's just say I put it on proper mode or step pad mode, when it's not in the current demo mode, will it still motion track, or does it have to be activated for the motion tracking to work? These are all questions that I'm sure will be answered on August 1st. When Flagship opens. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description so you can find out more about where Flagship Store is if you didn't know already, and about the rules. So, we'll just have to wait and see. Overall, I really like this animatronic. I can't wait to see him in the stores. I can't wait to see all the animatronics that I've talked about in the stores. But let's move right on to the outro now. Guys, that about does it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and comment what you think of the 2024 Halloween lineup, and if you agree or disagree with my opinions on the props so far. And also, consider subscribing, because it's Halloween all year around here, even after October 31st. So remember, you never know what could be lurking out in the dark at night, so stay safe out there. Bye, guys.